Alright, y'all. We are back with House of the Dragon, man. After 2 years of a hiatus, we are back with House of the Dragon season three. So in this video, I'm gonna go down. First, I'm gonna give my rating for the episode, and then I'm just gonna break down like scene by scene, basically scene by scene, um, things you might have missed, opinions I got, and all that good stuff, all that good shit. So first of all, I'm gonna have to give this episode probably about a strong 8.5. I'm giving it a strong 8.5 because there was still some things that were a little bit shaky in the episode. Um, Not much, but in general, it was a really good fucking episode. It was really good. Fantastic acting. I've seen people criticize the acting, which absolutely blows my mind. Like I've seen people compare this to like Netflix shows and you know what I mean, shit like that. I'm like, bro, that's crazy because some of the acting in this show is absolutely phenomenal. The cinematography was phenomenal. The script was okay. There was some issues there, but in general, this was a really good episode, man. Really good episode. I'm satisfied with this episode. It was great. So yeah, probably about an 8.5, strong 8.5, 8 out of 10. So that's what I'm leaning at. That's what I'm leaning towards. Um, so yeah, let's get into the breakdown, man. Let's get into the breakdown. So the episode starts off with Reyna, obviously still trying to tame this fucking dragon, this wild dragon, right? Basically she's just been I think she was the one that was setting out the food because she took over in the book. She took over Nettles' storyline. So, and in the book Nettles would bring her or him, whatever, sheep stealer. Nettles would bring sheep stealer sheep to eat, right? And that's initially how she tamed the dragon because she has no dragon blood in the book, right? She's just a random person, and she tamed a dragon from feeding it constantly, right? And that's one thing I was gonna get on that I didn't like about this story is they got rid of that and added in Reyna and put Reyna in that position. But Nettles was a really interesting character because that's that exact reason that she tamed a dragon without even having any dragon blood. Like the other dragon seeds, they all have dragon blood, right? But Nettles had no dragon blood. So that was super unextraordinary and super rare, right? So that's what was really interesting. But anyway, so Reyna's feeding the dragon or whatever, I believe, and then she basically goes on a ride with it, and then we cut to Aemond, right? We cut to Aemond, and hey man, hey, this nigga Aemond racist, bro. Hey, that nigga Aemond is racist. How you gonna wake up a brother out of his sleep like that and just straight up about to cut his head off without knowing what the fuck is going on, bro? I understand he's the maester or whatever, but like, come on, bro. At least figure out like who did this shit. This nigga automatically thinks it was the maester that got Aegon up out of there. Like, bro, you're just racist, my boy. Like, yo, let a brother sleep, bro. Let a brother sleep. But yeah, Aemon's about to cut the maester's head off, and then someone else up in the castle is like, yo, you know what I mean, Lord Larys, he also fled with Aegon. So then Aemon's like, all right, bet. You know what I mean, you're free to go. Um and then we pan to Aegon and Larys, right? And this is another issue I had with the episode. So Aegon and Larys, they're stopped. I forget where they're stopped, but they're stopped by the queen's. They're stopped in the queen's lands, and they're stopped by the queen's supporters. And basically, the one guy is like, "Yo, bend the knee now to denounce the usurper, and swore your allegiance to the queen." Right. So Larys obviously just bows down because he's smart, and Aegon is like she's just standing there. And I heard the actor said that initially in the story they just had Aegon kneel, right? But the actor said he didn't agree with that, so they changed it up. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I can understand that, but like, come on, bro. Like, that's kind of stupid. Like, let's be real. Like, I know that he's, a little bit emotionally unstable right now, but man, like that you're just asking to get your head cut off, right? So Aegon doesn't kneel, and the soldier beside, or the knight beside him or whatever, fucking punches that nigga, punches him right in the gut, which forces him to kneel. And then the commander or whatever, he's like, yeah, they're for Aegon for sure, off with their heads. And then Larys just straight up gives out Aegon. He's like, yo, this is Aegon Targaryen. Here's his crown. That's him, which is a crazy play. Because if I was him, I would not let Larys just gaslight me like that. Like he really just let this nigga gaslight him completely. Talking about, oh, if you cut off our heads, you're gonna get your own head cut off. And I doubt Rhaenyra would do that. I highly doubt Rhaenyra would do that. As long as Aegon is dead and she has proof, that's all she would probably care about. I don't think dead or alive, bro. Dead or alive, honestly. Like, this situation is too dire to keep this nigga alive for any longer, honestly, in my opinion. If I was Rhaenyra, I would be like, yo, bring him to me dead or alive, bro. Dead or alive. As long as he's smoked or I got him in custody, it doesn't matter, bro. Cause if he's gone, his everything's done for them. Everything's done for Team Green, right? So I didn't find that smart at all. This fucking guy just let Larys gaslight him. Good on Larys though. Good on Larys, cause that nigga's smart. That nigga got a fucking 250 IQ. That motherfucker got a 250 IQ, bro. But hey, bro, good on him. So then next week we pan to Rhaenyra, and she's telling Jace, yeah, Alicent came to Dragonstone. She said that I can take King's Landing. Aemon's flying to Harrenhal. Aegon is bedridden. You know what I mean? It's all for the taking. And honestly, like she should have been smarter than this. She should have been smarter than this. Cause this whole thing sounds way too good to be true. And her counsel is right. Jace is right. This shit sounds too good to be true. So even watch when she flies to fucking King's Landing, Aemon might not be there by the time she gets there, but Aegon is not gonna be there either. Right? And she's gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, I gotta find Aegon. Like, you take Aegon out, everything's done for Team Green. Their army, everything. Like, everything falls apart without Aegon, right? So she's like, yeah, Alicent came to Dragonstone. She said that we can take King's Landing. Aemon's gonna fly to Harrenhal, so it's gonna be unprotected or whatever. Aegon's bedridden, whatever. And everyone's like, bro, what, can you trust her? Like, what are we doing here, right? And they're right for saying this shit, man. They are so right for saying this shit. For one, she should have took the city a long ass time ago. You know what I mean? If this was Daemon in her position, none of this shit would happen, bro. Daemon would have been such a good king, bro. Let me tell you right now, Daemon would have been such a good king. As cruel as he can be, if Viserys named him his heir, none of this fucking shit would have happened, bro. None of this shit would have happened. Everyone would have sworn to Daemon. They wouldn't have questioned it. They wouldn't have questioned it. But since it was a woman, right, and it was breaking tradition, they had to some of the houses had to side with Aegon because he's the firstborn son. But if Viserys named Daemon his heir instead of Rhaenyra, there wouldn't have been no controversy. Because I'm pretty sure that's happened before, right? Where a brother has been named the heir to the throne. I'm pretty sure that's happened before. I think. But regardless, males are prioritized in this scenario, right? So if Daemon was named heir to the throne, none of this would have happened, man. We wouldn't have had maybe Daemon would have started some wars, but he wouldn't have destroyed the Targaryen line. All the dragons wouldn't have been fucking smoked. I highly doubt that, bro. I highly doubt it. So, yeah, the council's like, whatever, the council thinks it's a trap, and then we pan to the Riverlands with Daemon. Daemon is putting in work, as he always fucking does. The GOAT of this fucking show. Him and Bela, bro. Those are the two characters that I like in this show. All the other characters, no, my bad. Damon, Bela, ALYN, um, ALYN's brother, I forget his name. Fuck, I forget his name. Adam, and Corliss. Those are the five characters that I really enjoy in this show. Everyone else is like, you know what I mean? Everyone else isn't really written well. Jace doesn't get enough, you know what I mean, enough screen time. And most of the screen time that he was getting was just him like bitching about everything that's going on and not being able to fight or whatever. So those are the five characters I really love. ALYN, Damon, Bela, Adam, and Corliss. Those are really good characters in my opinion. In my opinion, all right. Especially ALYN. ALYN was an MVP of this fucking episode, bro. What? Hey, bro, ALYN dropped a triple double in this episode, man. Are you kidding me? My God. Triple double ALYN out in this motherfucker, bro. But anyway, Daemon in the Riverlands, right? Putting in work, slaughtering the Lannister army. I think I saw one nigga with like, I don't know if it was a lion head or like a lion, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was an actual fucking lion, right? But him and the Riverlands niggas are slaughtering the Lannisters and shit, you know what I mean? And then who pulls up, nigga? Who pulls up? The white fucking wolves, bro. The winter wolves, pardon me. The Starks, nigga. Dripped out in their fucking shit. They gotta be hot as fuck wearing all that shit over there, man. But they pull up, they throw one of the Lannister twins' heads, and they're like, nigga, we're here to die for the Dragon Queen, boy. And I'm just like, yes, boy. Because these niggas put in work in this war. Just wait and see. Unless HBO fucks it up, these motherfuckers are savage, bro. Imagine going up against people that are literally, they're literally ready to, they want to die. Like, it's not even like you're going up against an army that's like, they're trying to preserve their numbers. These motherfuckers want to die for their queen. Like, they're ready at any moment. Like, that would be terrifying going against those motherfuckers, bro. I'm telling you, that'd be terrifying. Holy shit. So yeah, they throw the Lannister's head. They're like, yo, we're ready to die for their queen. And Daemon's like, all right, bet we got some more Lannisters to hunt, boy. We got more lions to hunt, or whatever he said. And then and then we get to the triarchy. Or no, we don't get to the triarchy. Or yeah, we do get to the triarchy. What's it called? We get with Corliss and ALYN. So Corliss and ALYN are drinking together. My bad, I got some notes here I'm looking at. But Corliss and ALYN are drinking together, right? They're drinking together, whatever. And basically Corliss is just saying like, yeah, you know, I was really fond of your mother. You know, you know what I mean? I'm sorry for everything that happened to you. I tried to provide a life. And ALYN's like, you know, maybe a life, but never a name. So this is basically foreshadowing that, especially after the work that ALYN put in this episode, the absolute damage, the damage that nigga did in this episode, boy. That this obviously is foreshadowing that ALYN is going to become ALYN Velaryon eventually. He's going to take the name. You know what I mean? Especially after killing the bitch fist. He definitely needs to take that name, bro. He deserves it. He earned that shit, bro. At this point, he earned it. You know what I mean? It would be a travesty not to give him that name after the work that he just did, right? So yeah, so they're drinking and then someone rings the bell, you know what I mean? They see some enemy ships. So they go outside and ALYN's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It's the fucking triarchy, bro. The triarchy ship's coming. And then Corliss is like, all right, get my armor. You know what I mean? It's getting serious. You know what I mean? I gotta suit up for these niggas. And then next we get to I think it was Ulf, the three dragon seeds. I think it was Ulf. Hugh and Adam, and they're just chilling out. I think they're in the island that's between Harrenhal and the God's Eye, I believe. I can't remember, but they're on an island very close to Harrenhal, right? And basically they're saying Adam. I think Adam said that Rhaenyra sent them to take Aemond out, and I'm just like, bro, like I understand they got 3 dragons, but it's like, bro, Aemond is a fucking savage. Like, what are they gonna do if Aemond just sneaks up on them? You know what I mean? They can't handle that motherfucker hand by hand combat. He got trained by Kristen Cole since he was a fucking kid. There's no way they can handle him in a hand by hand combat. He would just slaughter them all. And then once he slaughters them, their dragons are nothing. Like what their dragons are riderless. So it doesn't even matter at that point, right? He could just fucking leave and fuck the dragons. Cause then she'd have to find other people to fucking tame those dragons, and that's not gonna be fucking easy, you know? So and Alf's like, man, this is stupid shit. Like, what are we doing here, bro? Like, we need to fucking leave. Which I agree with him on that part. You know what I mean? Why the fuck? Why? Like, why? She should have sent someone more fucking. She should have sent someone more, with more experience with dragon riding, or someone who's combat trained. None of those niggas are combat trained, bro. None of those niggas got Dragon Rider experience. You know, it's just brutal, bro. It's brutal. It's brutal. And then we pan to Bayla. Bayla's walking in. She goes and tells Rhaenyra, yo, we're getting attacked. Corlys is getting attacked by the Triarchy. And then Rhaenyra's like, all right, I'm gonna go. And I'm not gonna lie to you. This is one part I agree with Rhaenyra. If she went, and I highly doubt she would have got smoked like Jace did. If she went, I highly doubt, because she's a more experienced dragon rider, right? Jace is not experienced. He doesn't have that kind of experience. So I highly doubt that she would have got herself in the same situation as Jace did, in this fucking war, in this battle, right? So Bayla's like, yo, like, we're getting attacked. It's the Triarchy, you know what I mean? Mad fleets coming. So she's like, all right, I'm gonna go. And Jace is like, no, you can't go. If you die, what the fuck? It's over. And he's kind of right there, like, it's over. Like, they swore to Rhaenyra. They didn't swear to Jace, you know what I mean? So if she died, honestly, I don't know how that would play out. I don't know I don't know if the armies would just swear to Jace after. Like, I don't know. I honestly do not know, right? Because they're already divided, bro. Some people might just switch over to the Greens. Like, Rhaenyra's dead, all right, I'm Team Aegon now. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? So she's like, all right, I'm gonna go get ready. So she goes into her room and starts getting ready, right? She starts getting ready, and then Jace is like to Sir Laurent, one of her Queen's Guard. He's like, listen. He's like, you swore to protect the Queen against all threats, including herself. So you better lock this door. Your life for hers. Basically saying, you know, if you do this, she's gonna take your head, but you're protecting her. So you're doing your duty, which is absolutely insane. Do I agree with it or not? I don't know. That's such an insane position to be put in, bro. I feel for him, bro. I feel for that Queen's Guard, bro. Honestly. I feel for him, because what are you going to do? What are you going to do? They take oaths so serious in this show, in this series. You know what I mean? Especially the Knights. So what are you really going to do? He could have been breaking his oath if he let her just go into that war. You know what I mean? But it's like, fuck, bro. That's such an insane position to be put in, man. So you obviously know next season he's getting his head cut off, bro. He's getting his head cut off. As sad as it's going to be, bro, he's getting his head cut off, man. So he locks the door, and Rhaenyra's tripping out. She's like, yo, open this fucking door right now. And he's like, I can't, bro. This was an order from Prince Jace. I mean, I can't do it. And she's spazzing out, bro. She's tripping out. She's like, open this fucking door right now. And he's like, I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. Such an insane position to be put in, bro. Honestly, that is crazy. That is crazy. And you know he's dead next episode, right? So then we're back with Reina. We're back with Reina, and she's obviously having trouble taming this fucking wild dragon, this street dragon. This dragon's from the streets, boy. I've seen so many memes about this dragon. You know what I mean? How he's like, he bumps like NBA young boy. You know what I mean? Yo, this dragon is a street dragon, bro. So she's having trouble, obviously, taming this wild ass dragon because it's a full grown dragon and it's wild. Like, come on, bro. You're gonna have a hard time taming that shit. So she just drops. Sheep Stealer drops her off again randomly and goes off to fucking hunt for food. And then eventually he comes back and he basically feeds her because I guess he knows that she can't fucking fend for herself. So he basically feeds her. He burns the food, throws it at her. She eats. You know what I mean? And then yeah. And then we pan to the Battle of the Gullet. This was such an intense battle, bro. I'm mad it wasn't a little bit longer. I think they took a little bit too much time on other shit in this episode. I wish the Battle of the Gullet was a little bit longer. But yeah. Also, I forgot to mention the Ormond Hightower and a Daeron Targaryen scene. I couldn't exactly read what the note that ALYN sent Ormond. I don't know if he actually said to stay in the camp and hang out until other orders are given. I couldn't even read that shit. I don't know if y'all could either, but I tried to pause it and read it, but I couldn't get anything. And then Daeron's in the back. Daeron was the kid in the back with the slick back hair, the slick back hair. People are kind of complaining that he has red hair. I think that's a wig or dye or whatever. You know what I mean? I think it's a wig just to hide that he's a fucking Targaryen. I don't think they actually made him. I don't think they actually made him a redhead. I don't think so. If they did it's whatever at this point, bro. I'm not gonna complain about that shit, honestly. You know, it's whatever. At this point, the comic, I was about to say comic book accuracy. At this point, the book accuracy has been thrown out the window, basically. Like, they're still sticking to some things accurate in the book, but a lot of things that are in the book, they're basically throwing out the window, honestly. And they're taking their own route with it. But Daeron in the back, whatever. And then we get back to the Battle of the Gullet. You know what I mean? Like, this shit was brutal. So we got the Triarchy fighting. You know what I mean? Bitch Fist putting in work, I guess you can say. You know what I mean? And then she's like, listen. She's like, we're taking the high tide. We're taking Corlys's fucking treasure. And the one Lannister twin is like, bro, like, this is not what we're in this for. Like, and she's like, you think I'm doing this to win the war for your king? Fuck no. This motherfucker has been slaughtering my homies for 20 years. It's time for me to get my get back. Basically is what she said. And Lannister can't do shit about it. Like, he's literally just a bitch, bro. Like, he's literally just fucking, he's like a bitch. Like, he can't do anything. Like, she was just ordering that nigga around and not listening to shit he said the whole time. Right? So, holy fuck, bro. So, in the battle's getting crazy. You know what I mean? They're getting a little bit fucked up. You know what I mean? The Valerian's fleet is getting a little bit fucked up. And then we got Jace and Bela coming in. Jace and Bela come in, start burning the enemy ships, basically save their fucking ass. And then Corlys is like, all right, we're going to go through this really tight area. I forget what they called it. But there's a really tight area that's really shallow that has like a really low, you have like a really low chance of passing through that unless you know specifics. So Corlys is like, all right, we're just going to lure her into this trap, right? And she's going to follow because she wants me. As long as I go through here, she's going to follow me. So he's like, all right, I'm going to bait her. So they go through it and it's really tight, really shallow, but they make it through. And then holy fuck, this part had me weak, bro. This part had me fucking weak. So they're going through the bitch fist, Lohar. She's going through the shallow area, and she's like, "Holy shit! Like, yo, we got too much fucking weight on here, right? We got too much weight on this ship." She looks at the Lannister nigga, and she's like, "How much do you weigh in the armor, nigga?" And she just throws this motherfucker off. Yo, she just throws the Lannister off the fucking. I don't think he's dead. Maybe he is. I don't know. I don't know. That's crazy if he's dead. But she's just like, yo, how much do you weigh in all that fucking armor? And just throws this nigga off instead of just being like, yo, take off that fucking armor and get rid of it. But I guess that would take too long. You know what I mean? So she throws that nigga off. They get through. They catch up to Corlys, obviously. They fucking ram the shit out of his ship. Completely murk his ship. They board his ship. They start fighting. You know what I mean? And it goes crazy, bro. It goes crazy. ALYN putting in work. Nigga, ALYN catching bodies on bodies on bodies. Corlys putting in work, catching bodies. Mind you, at this time, Corlys is damn near 80 years old. He's 80 years old putting in this kind of work. Think about that shit. Like, how can you not put respect on this nigga's name? How can you not put respect on this nigga's name? He's 80 years old catching bodies like this. Are you fucking kidding me? And I think he had like a Dothraki weapon from Game of Thrones, the Dothraki. It looked like he had a Dothraki weapon. But boy, that nigga putting in work, bro. And initially he was distracted because he saw his castle getting burned or whatever. But then he had to lock in, bro. He had to fucking lock in. And he starts catching bodies. He starts fighting bitch fist. You know what I mean? They start going at it. She stabs him a little bit. He stabs her in the ass. And then he's about to kill her, but then he gets shooken by the ship and he falls into the water. He's not dead. I know a lot of people are like, is he dead? He's not dead. He's not dead. He's fine. But and then ALYN sees that and he finally calls him father, right? Again, foreshadowing that ALYN's going to become ALYN Velaryon after this battle. So he calls him father, right? And then he looks at bitch fist and he's like, I gotta get this get back, right? So he jumps over to where she is. Mind you, she's already injured. She just got stabbed in the ass and punched in the face multiple times. So she's hurting bad. So her and ALYN start fighting. And then ALYN eventually fucking tries to drown her. Basically fucks her up from that shit. And then just takes her knife and stabs her in the neck. Beautiful work. Beautiful work from ALYN, bro. ALYN's my new favorite character, bro. ALYN's my new favorite character. He's a good fucking character. You know what I mean? And you guys will see down the line if HBO does put in work. You know what I mean? You guys will see that ALYN is a really good written character. He's a great character. Him and Adam, they're great characters. If HBO performs properly as they're supposed to. What else? Oh yeah, back to the dragons, right? So the dragons are putting in work, and then fucking Rhaena, bro. Oh my fucking god. So Rhaena eventually gets back to Dragonstone, and instead of going to Dragonstone just to chill out, I understand she's a kid, so she's not smart. She's not that smart, right? She doesn't have that kind of awareness, and she's on a high because she just tamed a fucking huge wild dragon. So she's on a huge high, right? My bad. Fucking low battery. So she's on a high, right? She just tamed a huge fucking dragon, right? So she sees that there's a bunch of ships getting attacked, and she obviously knows that it's the Velaryon ship. So she's like, go, sheep stealer, go to help. Which was fucking stupid, bro. You should have just went back to Dragonstone. You just tamed this fucking dragon, and this dragon is a fucking beast. Like an absolute monster, bro. Huge fucking dragon. Not as big as Vagar, but it's a fucking big dragon, bro. Right? So instead of going back to Dragonstone to just, you know what I mean? And also, bro, once Rhaenyra finds out what she did, bro, left her kids to go tame this fucking dragon, this random fucking dragon, and then goes into the fucking battle and fucks everything up, Rhaenyra might ask for her head too. And that will cause a lot of fucking controversy. You know what I mean? That will cause a lot of infighting. Like, how will Damon feel about that? You know, how is Damon gonna react to that? You know, and but regardless, Rhaenyra is not gonna be fucking happy with her, bro. She's not gonna be happy with her at all. I want to see Rhaenyra savage, bro. I want to see her pissed. I want to see her off with your head, nigga. Off with all your fucking heads, right? So she goes into the battle with Sheepstealer, and obviously Sheepstealer just he can't listen. He doesn't understand. So he's burning fucking everything, bro. He's burning fucking the Triarchy. He's burning the Valerian ships. He doesn't give a fuck, bro. Right? And then Jace and Baelor are like, oh shit. Who the fuck is that? They just think it's a random dragon and a rider that's not on their side, right? So they go to attack that dragon, and then I think Baela noticed it was Rhaena, or did Rhaena notice it was Baela? One of the other, right? So they started attacking each other, and then they're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? Like fuck, it's fucking Rhaena. Like when Jace goes to help Baela, he's like, oh shit, it's fucking Rhaena. So he gets distracted by that shit, and he flies super fucking low. Super low by the fucking ship. And people are complaining about how easy they hit the dragons with the... Bro, you see how low this nigga Jace was? These motherfuckers are trained. It's not hard to just... Blah, when the dragon is flying right by your ship like that. You know what I mean? So, Jace is flying super low, and he gets fucking hit, bro. His dragon gets hit. The first time his dragon got hit, it was on the hook. It was on the holster or whatever. But this time he gets hit right in the fucking gut, bro. And even if they got the fucking... Even if they ripped the rope like Moondancer did the first time, bro, his dragon was still gonna bleed out. You know what I mean? He was still gonna fall. You know, maybe he would have been able to get him back to Dragonstone before he bled out, but regardless, that dragon was dead either way, bro. Either way. You know what I mean? Either way, his dragon was dead. So, we had that part. So, Jace is getting drowned, or Jace and his dragon are getting drowned. And then, obviously, he unhooks himself from Vermax. Vermax is dead. It's so sad seeing dragons die, bro. It is so fucking sad. Especially dragons like that. Like, holy fuck, man. It's brutal, bro. You be feeling more sad seeing the dragons die than the fucking actual characters. Like, that's how brutal it is, bro. Like, holy fuck. So yeah, you know, Vermax drowns, and then Jace is free, and he gets up into the water. He gets his head above water. He goes and grabs onto a little piece of wood to hold him above water. And then boom, he gets shot with arrows. He gets a couple arrows, which is book accurate. He gets a few arrows. He gets one in the back, two in the front, and he's dead. He's done. He's cooked. He's cooked. And that's the episode. I also forgot to talk about the Alicent and Aemon kiss. That was just fucking weird. I mean, that's whatever. That's some HBO shit. That's just some HBO shit. You know what I mean? That was so uncalled for. Fucking weird. I know there's already incest in this shit, but like, why did we do that? I don't fucking know. You know, I don't know. But yeah, that was the episode, man. Pretty good fucking episode. You know what I mean? Great cinematography. I like the closeness and the blurriness of the backgrounds. Those shots were so nice, man. I love that shit. The acting was great. The music was fucking great. The CGI was great. Like, bro, I don't know why there's a lot of people complaining about this shit. I enjoyed this shit, man. Like, I was watching Angry Joe's review, and them niggas were talking about, oh, I didn't like the acting. I didn't like the acting. Like, bro, the acting was fucking fine. Like, what the fuck are y'all watching? And I fuck with Angry Joe and those niggas, but like, bro, come on. Like, what the fuck do y'all want? Like, you can't tell me the acting in this was that much different than the acting in the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. And they're praising that shit. Like, the acting in both of these series is fucking phenomenal. The Knights of the Seven Kingdoms just has a legit, straightforward script. And they're sticking to the book religiously. Like, they're literally taking everything from the book and putting it on screen. and sticking to the script. But here they're doing a lot of different shit. So I kind of understand, but like, bro, the acting was not that far off compared to the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. You know what I mean? They're both fucking good. So there's that too. But in general, man, this was a great episode, man. Great episode. I can't wait for episode two. You know what I mean? You see, I got the trailer up for the upcoming the upcoming episode. It's gonna be epic, bro. It's gonna be epic. I can't wait to see this shit. Predictions. I think obviously the Queen's Guard's gonna get his head cut off. He's done. You know what I mean? Rhaenyra's gonna fucking tweak out. I really want to see what she's gonna do about Rhaena. I want to see if she's gonna like, you know what I mean, just disown her or some type of shit. I don't know if she's gonna ask for her head because she's just a fucking kid. But fuck, man, I don't know, bro. I don't know because this apparently the second death is what really makes her the death of her second son, her oldest son, her fucking heir to the throne. This is what makes her tweak out. So hey, bro, I don't know what she's gonna do next episode. You know what I mean? I really don't know what she's gonna do up next episode. But yeah, man, great episode. Like I said, 8 out of 10, 8.5 out of 10. You know what I mean? There was a little bit of little things I had issue with, but in general, it was a great fucking episode. And I'll see y'all for the next fucking breakdown. ODJ, God willing, God blessed. I'll see y'all later.